Hey there, everybody, and welcome. Today, I am going to demonstrate my new solo variant for Pulsar 2849. This is a Automa-based, Automa style or Automa style, depending upon how you pronounce it, competitive solo variant. I uploaded the rules for the variant yesterday to BGG. Upload is available, and I actually thought of something I needed to add it to the instructions for that variant, and that'll probably appear in version 1.01, but nothing overly critical. I'll mention it today in presenting this tutorial. Essentially, I'm going to walk through a demonstration of how the variant works. I'm not using my game pieces today. I'm using the program I designed to play Pulsar 2849 that I demonstrated in a video the other day. We were playing a couple friends of mine and myself were playing Pulsar 2849 remotely because of the shelter-in-place restrictions, and we were using my program to play remotely. It actually worked quite well. I also use this program to do a lot of the testing for the solo variant, so I think it's very sound and came together pretty quickly, I should say. In any event, let me get right to it. I'll start by saying that when you're using this solo variant, you are playing a three-player game of Pulsar 2849 against two quote-unquote AI opponents that I call Hero, spelled Gyro, so you could call him Gyro if you prefer, but I call him Hero. And the other one's called Dino, D-I-N-O, or you can call him Dino if you prefer. So you're playing against Hero and Dino, and I will say right out of the box, the design of the variant, if you don't change any of the parameters, or adjust the difficulty, it's going to be relatively easy to beat. By design, the variant produces scores that are somewhere usually on average between 100 and 125, which is pretty much on the low side. I have presented a bunch of different ways to increase the difficulty so that you could tailor the competition to your strength and your skill level at playing the game. Lots of different ways to do it. You could see that, for example, by default, the Hero and Dino don't score for endgame goals. They don't score endgame goal bonuses. They don't get the round bonus for the Gyrodynes. They don't score their transmitters during production. To even make today's demonstration a little bit more viable and, let's say, more competitive, although I'm not going to really be focusing on my game very much today, but I'll do what I can. But I'm more going to focus on how they're playing, so because that's the whole point of this demonstration. I guess we'll let them have the end game goals, and I'll let them have end game goal bonuses. So that would amount to maybe getting another 20 to 50, 24 to 50 points, something like that, depending upon how many of the goals they accomplish. They don't always accomplish all three of the goals, but oftentimes they'll accomplish two of the goals. Or certainly at least one of them. Oh, I also want to demonstrate how these three action cards work. I'm going to add one of those into their decks, into their Automa decks, but that doesn't happen until round 2. When we get there, I'll talk more about how these three action cards work. But as you'll see, the Automa really does give you the feel like you're playing another human as best it can. It's enough preamble. Let's get to it. So the one thing that I didn't mention in the instructions for that I think is important, but I think you'd figure it out pretty quickly, is that when you're orienting your board, you should orient it so that the zero space of the score track is to the north. Okay? That way you'll ensure that when you're referring to one of the charts or one of the tables that's in my document, which I'll present in a moment, it's oriented the same way so you can kind of get your bearings. But that'll become clear as we go. All right, so we're playing against Hero and Dino. You set up the game as you normally would for 3 players, just in the normal fashion. I have randomly been dealt a player board. It looks like player board A, which is the one I happened to play with the other day in my 3-player game with my friends. This time around, I will select the opposite side. So you can choose the side of the player board you want to play with, and you decide where you want to position yourself, which entry gate you want to go to, and then using one of the extra d6 from the game, you can then randomly dictate where Hero and Dino get placed, which entry gates. They don't really care. They'll adapt. So I'm going to choose, actually I'll choose this entry gate because I have a green gate run down here. So if I make use of that, this would be a good place to be. So I'll go there. And it looks like, yeah, Dino is yellow. Dino's over here. And Hero in green is down here in the south. So it's the round 1 dice phase. And you randomly determine the turn order, just as you would in a 3-player game. As it appears, I am last today. So Dino's going first, Hero's going second, and I am last out of the gate, which is probably not a great place to be, but I'm kind of used to that. Okay, so let me briefly talk about their Automa decks. So both Dino and Hero have identical Automa decks. They have a core set of 6 cards. In fact, yes. So here's the core set of the 6 Automa cards. They're numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can see that 2 of them are fly cards. One's a Gyrodyne card, one's a technology, one's a transmitter, and one's the headquarters. So you start with that deck of 6 cards, and then you add to it additional cards depending upon what the goals are. You may or may not be scoring Hero and Dino according to the goals, but they like to know what the goals are because they want to tailor their game to the available goals. So let's see what the goals are for today's game. So we have you'll get 8 points if you complete 5 headquarter projects. So because headquarter boards, the headquarter board is a key aspect of today's game, then you would add to those 6 cards the 2 extra cards down here labeled HQ, cards number 13 and 14. So now they have a deck of 8 cards, not 6 cards. Okay, so that's number 1. Then the second goal is you'll score 6 points for getting 3 spinning gyrodynes of the same type, which is not something they excel at, I should say. So they may or may not achieve that particular goal because it flies in the face of their strategy, but they might. And but it's a Gyrodyne related goal. So we come back here and we add card number 7 to the mix. So now we've got 9 cards in their Automa deck, 2 fly cards, 2 Gyrodyne cards, the one from the core deck and the one we just added, 1 technology, 1 transmitter, and 3 HQs. And then finally, the last goal is 11 planetary systems, doing a lot of flying around, and in that case, we add cards numbered 15 and 16. As you can see, there's not that many, so it's very easy to construct these decks. So now they wanted a deck of 11 cards in their hand. And you can see there are extra cards for technology. If the technology happens to be in the mix, there are 2 extra cards for transmitters. I guess I should clarify, there are 2 extra cards for gyrodynes, but you only add 1 depending upon which, you add 1 or both depending upon whether 1 gyrodyne goal is in the mix or 2 of them happen to come out. There are a total of 4 goals, 2 double-sided tiles, that could potentially result in 2 gyrodyne goals coming out in the game. In my game, only 1 of them came out. When 1 comes out, you use 1 extra Gyrodyne card. When they both come out, then you use both extra Gyrodyne cards. In our game today, only 1 came out, so we're using the 6 core cards. We're using 1 Gyrodyne, 1 extra Gyrodyne card, number 7. We're using 2 extra fly cards, numbers 15 and 16, and 2 extra HQ cards, numbered 13 and 14. In addition, if you recall, incidentally, you would do this whether you are having the Hero and Dino score for endgame goals or not. You still want them to be acting like humans, so you want them to go after the same kinds of things you would tend to go after if you were goal-oriented. And they tend to be very goal-oriented. If you recall, I also added 1 additional card, one of these 3 action cards. There are 3 of them up here. They're all numbered 0, and they just say the word 3 action on them. Those cards, and I arranged it so that 1 of these cards is going to get added to their decks at the start of round 2. So we won't see 1 of these cards show up until round 2 at the earliest. But I'll make you aware of what they do later on. But now that you know how the deck is constructed, right now they're working with an 11 card deck at the start of round 1. You shuffle that deck up. They each have their own deck. They manage their own deck, their own discard pile. They have a player board. They have a set of markers. So you just sort of orient it like that. And as we can see, Dino's going first. So let me get rid of this. We roll the dice, and then Dino draws 1 of her Automa cards. I'll make Dino a woman. So Dino is going to draw her Automa card, and you can see it's card number 17. One of the extra fly cards that got added, and you ignore the bottom half because we're in the dice phase right now. So we look at the top half, and the top half tells us which die she's going to go after. She prefers to take a 6, but if there's no 6, she'll take a 2. If there's no 2, she'll take a 5, 3, a 4, a 1, and so forth. And it also tells us what track she wants to go up or down on. So in this case, she is going to be taking a 6 because a 6 is available. And as a result, she's going to go 3 spaces up on the initiative track. You calculate the median the way you normally would. None of that part of the game has changed. So she's going to take the 6. I'm going to unpause now. And she's going to go 3 spaces up on the initiative track. Just like that. So my program did it, but you could just as easily do it with your playing pieces. Okay, Hero's turn is next. He drew card number 4, one of the core cards. It's an engineering 613524. Well, we know that the 6 is already gone because Dino just took it. So now we're looking for a 1, and there is a 1, so she will take the 1, and she will go down 2 spaces on the engineering track. Okay, and now it's showing me the goals and the tech that I didn't really pay attention to, but like I said, I'm not focusing too much on my game today. I'll focus on their game. So I'm not especially going to worry about playing too well today. Okay, so I have to pick 2 dice, and I do want to make sure I'm strong on the engineering. Well, right now I'm in first place on the initiative track too, and I want to be strong on the engineering track. So this 1 would go nicely here. So I will take a 1, and I will go down on the engineering track. So 1 die down, and for my second die, let me just scan the transmitters. Oh yeah, so I want to get this one hopefully before they do. This is a very strong transmitter, because it can produce up to 27 points if you get it early enough, and it is round 1, so this is a guaranteed 27 points for me, because I'm going to get 3 now, and as long as I pay a cube every round, so I got to make sure I have cubes. Then that's 24 additional points over the course of the game. I'm going third, so if they happen to pull a transmitter card, you can be sure they're going to grab this before I do. But I'll take my chances, and I'll take a 5. And I don't want to ruin my position on the engineering track, so I will go up on the turn order track by 2 steps. But I'm still in second place as it stands right now. First place on the engineering track. They still have dice to take, so Hero is going to take a 6, 2, 3, 1, 4, 5. So she's going to take a 3, and she's not going to move on the track. She's at the median. And finally, Dino is going to take 6, 2, 3, 1, 4, 5. So she's going to take a 1 and go down on the initiative track. So down 2 spaces. So I'm going to be in last place again, I think. Yep, I'm in last place for the next round as well. But I'm in first place on the engineering track, so I'm going to get, 3 cubes in a 3-player game. And like I said, I'm just hoping that this card doesn't get stolen from me. But I won't speak too loudly. Okay, so now it's the action phase, and Dino's going first, and Dino draws another card from her Automa deck. She draws a fly card. I should point out that although the Automa players have drawn 2 dice, you can pretty much throw those dice away and put them back into the center, because they don't use the dice when deciding how to take their turn. The Automa card basically tells them everything they need to know. So in this case, Dino is going to start by performing a fly action. Now she's located up here in the northwest, and when you're doing a fly action, you pull up a chart that's in my variant rules, which I'm going to pull up right now. It looks like this, and there's a chart on the left if you're flying, and a chart on the right if you're going for a pulsar. She is flying, and she is located at E1, the north, right? Yes, she's over here in the northwest. So let me pull that chart back up. So she's located at E1. Therefore, she's going to fly to planetary system number 3. The planetary systems are numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way to 16. And the pulsars are labeled A, B, C, D, E, F, as you can see from this chart. And it's pretty easy to follow. They all start going down the left side of the globe, and then they come back around for the right side of the globe. Dino is located here at E1. She is going to fly and explore planetary system number 3 right here. And then she's going to fly and explore and end her flight at planetary system number 2 here. So you always assume that the last one on the list is where she ends her flight. And when she ends her flight, assuming that she can put down a token on a blue planet, she's going to take a bonus. She's not going to take the bonus from the system tile, she's going to take the bonus by drawing from the exploration bonus stack and score whatever point she gets. So that's the way the Automa constructs a fly action. So now that we know what she's going to do, I'll have my program do it, but you could just do it just as well. She is a regular player, so she establishes stations as she flies. So she's going here, we reveal the tile, she puts down a station, she goes to the next planet and puts down another station, and I didn't even see what she drew up there. Looks like she drew a 5-pointer. Yeah, she drew exploration bonus tile, resulting in her scoring 5 points. So she's now at 10. That was her first action. She's now doing her second action, which is a Gyrodyne action. The Gyrodyne action is the strongest action for the AI players because they get done in one action what it would normally take us humans maybe 2 or 3 actions to accomplish. She is first going to go in search of a Pulsar to claim. She's going to fly there, maybe explore an additional planet and claim it. And then she's going to get a Gyrodyne from the supply and immediately put it in the Pulsar and start it spinning. So all of this happens as one action. She just constructs a completed Gyrodyne in a Pulsar that she just claims all at once. Again, ignoring the dice that she happened to choose earlier on. So now if we go back to our chart, and I'm not going to do this consistently, but I'm just so that you can see how this works. If we go back to the chart, we can see that she is currently located at Planetary System 2. Therefore, when looking for a Pulsar, she is going to try for 1B. And if Pulsar B happens to be taken, she's going to go for 1-4I instead. But it's early in the game, B hasn't been taken, so she's going to fly up here to Planetary System 1. She'll reveal and explore that, putting a token down on a lifeless planet, and then she's going to fly south to Pulsar B, claim that Pulsar, and then she's going to take a Type 3 Gyrodyne, and I'll explain later why it's Type 3, but be that as it may, the AI players, when all things are equal, they would prefer to put down a 3 over a 2 over a 1, and nobody else has taken a Gyrodyne yet. So as far as she's concerned, 3 is as good as anything. So she's going to put down a 3 in this Pulsar and set it spinning. So that's what her whole turn is going to look like right now. Just what you would expect. And now she has a spinning Gyrodyne, and she's going to get 3 points for this at the end of this, during the production phase at the end of this round. Okay, it's Hero's turn. Hero draws a Gyrodyne card as well. Hero's down here in the south, so she's at entry gate E4, going for a Pulsar, so she's going to go to 8E. 8 is this planetary system to the west, and yes, the Gyrodyne to the northwest of that. So she's going to claim a Pulsar as well, going this way. But she's not going to take a 3 because she sees that, oh, Dino has already taken a 3, and therefore 3 is less desirable for her because she wants to aim for one of these construction awards. So she's going to probably grab a 2 instead. So let's let her play out. Establishes a station, flies to the Pulsar, and just as I expected, has put down a 2. And now she will get 2 points at the end of this round. She has one more action to take. She is going to take a headquarters action. This is about as simple as gets. You just put down a marker on the first project, bottom left corner of the player board. So that's what she's going to do. And finally, it is my turn. And I just realized they did not go after a transmitter, thank goodness. So they didn't steal this from me, so I am going to definitely grab this transmitter and give myself a boost right from the get-go. Now, it only required a 5, so it's already online. So I scored my 3 points, and now I'm going to get 3 points every round going forward. I also have this 1 remaining, and I guess I was planning to stick the 1 down here and eventually use it to fly to do a gate run this way. So that's not going to happen this round because I don't have any more dice, but it's about as good as a place it to be. That's the end of round 1, and now we're heading into the production phase, during which I will get 3 points as long as I pay 1 cube, but I am going to get 3 cubes actually for being in first place on the engineering track. And then Dino's going to get 3 points, and Hero's going to get 2 points. And that's about all that's going to happen in the production phase. So let's proceed. There's my 3 engineering cubes. Yes, I'm going to pay 1 to take 3 points. They're getting their points, and now it's round 2. And I'm still in last place. So Hero's going first. She draws another Automa card. I should say, whenever you need to draw an Automa card and the deck happens to be empty, then you shuffle the discards, just like you would expect you would do. Now remember, at the start of round 2, my program shuffled in one of those 3 action cards into their deck. They didn't shuffle in the discards. The discards are still discarded, but they took what was remaining of each of their decks, Hero and Dino, and each one got a single 3 action card added to their deck. And I will make note of the fact when it appears. I don't actually think I display the card, although I should have my program do that. But I do display a notification that they drew it. Because when you draw a 3 action card, you set it aside into a separate stack, and then you draw another card to replace it. Just knowing that the 3 action card is there is going to tell you that, okay, once they've taken their first 2 actions for their turn, they're going to use that 3 action card at that point, discard it, and take a 3rd action. But when that happens, that's when I'll announce it. So far, it hasn't happened for Hero. But we're in the dice phase right now. But still, one of those cards may turn up. I'll keep an eye out for it. Hero is going to look for a 613, 524. There are no 6s. So she's going to take a 1 and move down on the engineering. So she's moving 3 spaces down on the engineering track, giving me some competition. Dino is playing a 342-156. So she's going to take on 3 and go 1 space down on the initiative track, leaving me behind. And now, just as before, I get to choose 2 dice. Oh, I don't even know what I want this time around. I think I'm going to take the 5, not really knowing yet where I'm going to play it. Like I said, I'm not looking around too much. But anyway, I'm going to take the 5. And I'll go back on the engineering track, staying in, well, at this point, 2nd place. Oh, and now I have to take another die, so I should probably take a low one. And maybe I should try to get back into the mix here on the initiative track. So I'll take a 2, and I'll go down on the turn order track, or what is actually called the initiative track. So now I'm back in 1st place there. But it all depends on what they do. So Dino is going to take a 2. Oh, all that's left is a 4. Oh, so I'm forcing them to. See, I'm not even thinking very much. I'm forcing them to go back a step on whatever they take, because they're forced now to take a 4. So Dino's going to take a 4 and go 1 step up on the initiative track. And Hero is taking a 4 and going 1 step up on the engineering track backwards. So I'm going to at least still be in 2nd place on the engineering track, and will be assured of getting 2 cubes when the time comes during the production phase. And that ends the dice phase. And now we proceed to the action phase. Hero's up first. Hero's pulled a Gyrodyne card, so you know how that works. I'm not even going to bother looking it up at this point, but we know that she's probably going to fly to a planet, explore it, then fly to the nearest Gyrodyne, establish a Gyrodyne, and in this case, because she already has a 2, she's going to take another 2 because she wants to get the construction award, the 7-point construction award. So that's what she's going to do. So she's flying that way, and that ding means that she got the construction award. So she just scored 7 additional points for this Type 2 Gyrodyne. And you can see that she's pretty close to achieving the goal of having 3 like Gyrodynes. Okay, she's doing a fly action now, so we've seen how this works. She is probably going to fly, I think, maybe to the north and establish a station here and a station here. And again, maybe this time I'll take a peek up here and see which exploration bonus tile she draws. Oh, she's going that way. Oh, and then that way. Okay. And she drew a 4, so she's scoring 4 points. Okay, so again, if you had the chart handy, you would just look it up and see where she went. But that's one of the conveniences of my program. It does it for me. She's doing another fly action. So she's down here now, and I guess she's going to go up this. I think she's going to go up this way. Yep, she's going there. And she stopped, and she took a 3-pointer. What's happening? Did she do 3 actions and I didn't see? Yes, she did. Oh, she drew her 3 action card already. I didn't even notice. And she performed her 3rd action. And now it's Dino's turn. I'll try to be a little bit more observant. Dino's going to do an HQ action. So puts down a marker. Now she's going to do a fly action. Pretty much know how this works now. She got 3 points in a cube. She ignores the cube, but she scores the 3 points. And now it's my turn, and what am I going to do with a 5 and a 2? Since I knew I wanted to do that gate run. So, but I probably also should I should work on getting some Pulsars claimed myself. So maybe that's a better idea. Let's see, where am I? I'm over here, so I could go down for this Pulsar. Let's see, what do I have? A 5 and a 2. If I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that works out just perfectly. It's 2 green gates. I could activate this gate run. It would give me 2 extra points. It's about as much as I'm going to get from it, so I might as well use this gate run, use my 5, and fly this way. 1, 2. I'll explore that and put down a marker on the lifeless planet. My program does it when I leave. Then I'm going to go down here and score a point for the gate. I guess I get my program gives me my points at the end of the run, so I'll get 2 points when I'm finished. Then I'm coming down here, and then I'm going to claim this Pulsar. There's my 2 points. I went from 13 to 15. And now I'm ready for my 2nd action. I've got a 2. So what can I do with the 2? Well, I could take this tech. This gives me 3 extra points when that's probably not a bad one for me to take right now. I'm not working too hard on getting bonus dice, though. That's all right, whatever. Let's just put a 2 down there. And that's going to end my turn. So I'm ending my turn. Production phase, there's my cubes. Yes, I'm going to pay 1 for the 3 points. They're scoring their points for their gyrodynes, and we're going right into round 3. So you now have a pretty good feel for how this works. What, I'm first in turn order this time. Okay, so what am I going to take? Oh, wow, very high dice. Let me just take a quick, well, let's see what's down here. There's a 6. This one has a 4 and a 5. That I like these that give you a lot of good income. I may want to grab that transmitter. So I'm going to take a 5 and not move on either track. Now Hero drew card number 6. She's going to take a 4 and go down on the engineering track. Dino is going to take a 6 and move up on the engineering track. So she's going to move farther behind. Dino's taking her next die, and it's a 4-3-1. She's going to take a 4 and move down on the initiative track. She's going to steal first place away from me. And now Hero is taking a 3-4-1. She's going to take a 1. He's going to take a 1 and move down on the turn order track. He wants to be in first place. But I am still in second place in the engineering track, so I know I'm guaranteed some form of cube income. And now we're moving into, I have to get my last die, sorry. Maybe because I'm already in last place. Well, I could actually move one space up on either track and not be affected. I'm going to take the 6. I have to take a 6. And I'm going to move one space up on the engineering track, retaining my position in second place. I don't want to fall too far behind on the initiative track. Okay, so I'm up first. And I think I want to use that 5 for the transmitter, but I could use it to get some Pulsar, get some Gyrodyne. So let's see what's on the tech right now. Well, there's this guy that takes a 5 that gives you 2 Gyrodynes of your choice. So maybe I should grab those. My tendency would be to go for this first, but I'm not going to follow my tendency. I'm going to play a 5 here, take 2 Gyrodynes, and I'll take, well, she's got a 3, but only 1 3 so far. So I'm going to take a 3, but I'll also take a 2. Okay. And, and I just realized I took Gyrodynes that aren't the same. I forgot what the goal wants to encourage like Gyrodynes. Well, all right, whatever. I screwed up. So much for that. I've got a 6, so I can place my 3 and started spinning with the 6. Actually, I could have done the reverse if I had to, because I think that tech that I got earlier gives me a ±1 on activating the Gyrodyne. Anyway, I'm going to put down a 3. So I'm competing with Dino now. And I'm going to start it spinning with the 6. So now I'm going to get 6 points. Well, I also just got 3 points for the tech that I got last round, but I'm going to get 3 points and the bonus, contrary to them, during each production phase. Okay, that ends my turn. I didn't do what I thought I was going to do. Now we're going to see what they're doing. So, for the first time, Hero is going to do a transmitter action. When they're doing a transmitter action, they go through the same kind of thinking that I would do. They basically evaluate all 3 of the transmitters, or whatever transmitters are remaining, and takes the one that's going to produce them the most points. So it's now round 3. Is it round 3? Yes, it is round 3. So this one would produce a total of 16 points, 10 now, and 1 for each of the remaining 6 production phases. I suspect that's the one she's going to take. This one only produces 3 points, and she ignores the teleport ability. And what is that? No, that's actually claim an isolated pulsar, but she would ignore that too. They ignore the special abilities. They only do pulsars when the automa cards tell them to do it. She would, for this card, she sees it's worth 18 points. What did I say? This one's worth 16. This one's worth 18. Oh, so actually she's going to take this one because this is worth more points to her. Yeah. Now she's going to do a fly action. So she's flying that way. And she's going to draw a tile, and she gets 4 points. Dino's turn. Dino doing another HQ action. Going to put down her second token. Now she's doing a Gyrodyne action. She just took the 2 3s. And now it's the production phase. And, boy, that went by fast. So we're moving into round 4. So now I'm getting some production income from my Gyrodyne, and they're getting production from theirs as well. 6 points for Dino, and 4 points for Hero. And where am I in turn order? I'm back at the end, so that's where I'm used to being. So Hero's going first and taking a 1, moving down on the engineering track. She's already pretty low on the engineering track, so she's just going lower. Dino is playing a 4-3-1. She's going to take a 4 and move up 1 space on the engineering track. That helps me. Now I get my choice of 2 dice. Again, without spending a lot of time, I'm just seeing there's a nice transmitter down here that produces 5 points and 3 points and would give me a bonus die. So I think for that I'll take a 6. Not guaranteed to get it, mind you. Somebody else might steal it first because I'm in last place. I'll go back on the initiative track because I'm in last place now as it is, so just makes it worse. And now I probably should take a slightly better die. I'll take a 3. Dino is going to take a 1 and go, ooh. Oh, that's not good for me, is it? 2 spaces down on the engineering track. Is she going to take engineering away from me? You know what? I wasn't paying attention. I have some cubes in my reserve, so I'm not that bad off, but Hero is going to take a 3, 4, 2, 1, 5. She's going to take a 1 and go up on the engineering track, on the initiative track. So I'm in last place on the engineering track, which gives me nothing. So I'm going to have to rely on the cubes that I already have. It's now the action phase. Hero's doing starting off with a fly action. Getting 3 points. Now she's doing another fly action. Getting 4 points. And she teleported from here to here. There's a teleportation spot for the AI players that connect this to this planetary system to that planetary system. Sort of like a Deep Space Nine kind of arrangement. Anyway, it's Dino's turn. Dino's also doing a fly action. Oh, so here, this little marker tells me that Dino drew her 3 action card, either a second time or, like I said, I don't remember if it was Hero last time or Dino this time last time, but for what Dino is going to take 3 actions. So that was her first. She's now going to do a headquarters action, and she just spends that that she discards her 3 action card and is now going to take her 3rd action, doing a Gyrodyne action. So what is she? Oh, wow! Look at she really explored a bunch of planets there and took a 1 because that's the rarest of the Gyrodynes. So she kind of looks around and sees, okay, that I have a 2. There's a couple 2s on the board. There's already a couple 3s. She wants to have the best shot at getting the 7-point construction award, so she goes for a 1. So she may or may not reach the goal of having 3 like Gyrodynes, but there's still a lot to the game. It is now my turn, and I have a 6 and a 3. And contrary to what I was thinking about grabbing this, but I'm gonna fly, I think, instead, and try to grab another Type 2 grab a Type 2 Gyrodyne, because that's what I have in my supply here. I might as well just get rid of it. So where am I? I'm down here in the southeast. So can I get someplace with a 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can get there. Yeah, that's what I'll do. So I'll fly using my 6 and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, I'll claim the Pulsar. Given that I already have a 2 in my supply, and can I activate it with a 3? Well, I could bump it up to a 4 and activate it. Or alternatively, I can hold off for a round and use my 3 and fly to this planet. And what am I getting here? I'm getting a Type 1 and a dime modifier, which is not bad. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Okay, so I'm going to fly again. This might not be the smartest thing to do. No, I'm not going to. I mean, I'm going to take the bonus as shown. So now I've got a 1 standing by. But I've got to get that 2 activated. Now we're going into the production phase. So let me end my turn. Yes, so I've still got 4. Oh, I had 4 cubes. And once again, I didn't get a bonus die. Man, this is going to kill my game because I'm not getting... I'm not really thinking. But at least I'm guaranteed getting these 3 points. I really have to do better. I have to get another. I got to make sure I get a transmitter next round. Okay, where am I in turn order? I'm still last. So Hero is going to take a 3 and go down on the engineering track. She's already at the bottom of the engineering track. She's got first place cemented up pretty well. Dino is going to take 3 and go on the move on the engineering track, move down. So I'm going to be worse off now. So I have to try to compensate here. I'm going to take a 2 and go down on the engineering track. So that puts me back into 2nd place. And I'll take the other 2 and use that for the initiative track, because now the only dice that are remaining are high. Okay, and Dino is going to take a 6 and move back on the engineering track. So I'm guaranteed 2nd place. And Hero's taking a 6 as well and moving on the turn order track, which I think is going to, nothing's going to change there. So I'm still in last place. Hero's going to go for a Gyrodyne. She grabbed a 1. That's the rarest at the time, even though she knew I had a... no, I haven't taken my 1 yet, have I? I don't think I have. But that's still the rarest. She is now going to do a fly action. She's done. She scored something. I didn't see what it was. And now Dino. Let me just take a peek here. Did she? Yeah, she got one of those extra station tiles. So she's already gotten 12 stations. So she's now at 13. So what's that? 50 points guaranteed for her at the end of the game. She is going to score those points. He is going to score those points. It's Hero we're talking about. Now Dino's going to do a fly action. Also got the +1 station. She's already at 12 stations. So she's close to getting 50. And now she's doing another fly action. So that's going to put her over the edge right there. So she's at 13 stations now. Okay. So I've got a pair of 2s. I'm going to bump one of these 2s up to 3 and use that to fly to this Pulsar, because I know I can activate it with this 2 because of my tech. So I'm going to put down the 1 and activate it. And again, I went without a bonus die. So this is a good example of how you can lose. Although I'm not doing that badly. I've got this steady income, so maybe I'm all right. I don't know. Production phase. Oh, okay. So yes. Oh, I had 4 cubes. I could have afforded to buy a bonus die. Darn it. I'm not paying attention. Oh well. I'm just going to let it go. But I'm giving up those extra actions. Clearly, like I said, I'm not going to be playing my best game today. Round 6. I am in last place. Hero is taking a 3, moving down on the engineering track. I think. What was that? Yeah, Dino is taking 2 and moving down on the engineering track. Oh, Hero was already at the bottom of the engineering track. I'm still in second place. Definitely taking a 3. I'll go down on the engineering track. And I'm going to take a 5. And I'm going to go back I'm going 2 steps. I'm going to go back on the turnover track since I'm already in last place. And Dino is going to take a 3 and move on the initiative track. And Hero is also moving on the initiative track and is also taking a 3. And now it's the action phase. Hero has drawn her 3 action cards. She's taking 3 actions this turn. She's first doing a Gyrodyne Action. She takes the 7-point bonus. She's now doing an HQ action, putting down her 2nd token on her player board. Now doing her 3rd action, she's doing a tech, finally. So when an AI player takes a tech, they start by looking in the current round's set of techs, see what's available, and then they simply roll a d6 and pick one at random. So both are available. She's just going to roll a d6, and 50% chance that she's going to take that, 50% chance that she's going to take that. So she's taken that. And if both of those spaces were blocked, she'd look down in round 5 and then round 4 and until she found a space that she could take. Dino's doing her fourth headquarter project, and now her fifth headquarter. No, yes, that was her fourth. She's doing another one. She's doing her fifth. She just accomplished the goal, so she's all good to go. So for that 5, I'm going to activate this. And with the 3, I'm going to take this and finally get a red bonus die. And do I want a 3 or a 2? I guess I want a bonus die of 2. So I'll rotate it 180 degrees. And now with the bonus die of 2, and that ends round 6. And I am still in last place. Yes, I do want to get my 3 points. Boy, there's so many nice transmitters. Boy, there was a one that paid 5. It looks like Hero's taking a 6. Dino is taking a 6. I'm definitely taking a 4 if I want. I guess I'll take another 4. And I'll move down on the engineering track again. And now Dino is taking a 1, as I feared, but moving on the initiative track. So I'm really in last place there. And Hero is taking a 3, 4, 2, 1 and moving down on the initiative track. Okay, action phase. Transmitter, okay, that's fine. She's going to take the one that gives her the most value. None of them produce income. She ignores the engineering cubes on this one, so she's going to take the one that produces 8 points and score those 8 points. So remember, I have them set up to score the immediate points, but they're not scoring their transmitter points during the production phase. By default, they don't, unless you want them to play a stronger game. They just align their transmitters out so you can see what the production, what income they would get during the production phase if you were scoring it. They ignore the red dice, obviously. They don't make bonus die. And now it's Hero's turn. Hero is doing a Gyrodyne action. Took a 3. Oh, how many? So what has she got? She's got 2 2s, 2 1s, and a 3. She's not going to get the goal with that. And now Dino's doing an HQ. She doesn't have to, but she's doing it anyway. She's taking, that's her 6th one. And now she's going to do a fly action. She has her 3 action. She did reveal her 3 action card. So she's going to take a 3rd action. This is her 2nd. She's doing a fly action first. And now she's doing her 3rd action, a Gyrodyne. She got another bonus. She's got 2 1s and 2 3s. So there's still time for them to grab another Gyrodyne and get 3 of a kind for the goal. Anyway, I'm going to turn this into a 3 and then go up to tech and grab this baby. Okay. And then with my 4, I could turn the 4 into a 3 and a 2. That's an easy way to get a bonus die. Or I could grab a transmitter and get a bonus die that way. So that's probably even better. So this one's worth 6 points. This one's worth 2 cubes. So that's worth 4 cubes. I've got 5 now. Cubes would come in handy during endgame scoring. So I think I will grab this one. And this is going to give me 2 pips. Obviously, it has to go over here. No. So I've got a 5 to play with. Maybe I will just grab another transmitter. I'll put it up here in the second row. And that ends round 7. We're moving into the last round of the game. Yes. So Hero's definitely putting up a fight. It's pretty close there. Dino not doing quite as well. And I'm still in last place. Hero is going to take a 3 and move down on the initiative track. She's already at the bottom. Dino is taking a 1 and moving down on the engineering track, making a very aggressive move. Wow, she just stole second place from me. So let me take a quick peek at the tech up here. 2 cubes for 9 points. I don't know if that's such a good deal. What's this one? Into the game, choose a goal as if you met it. I think I'm just going to take a couple 4s. And let's see. If I take a couple 4s, I'm guaranteed she has to take a 5, but she may move on the wrong track. So I'm going to have to move down on the engineering track to make sure. So I'm in first place now, guaranteed, on the engineering track. Nothing I can do about getting points for first or second place on the initiative track. So I'm going to take another 4 and move down on the engineering track again. Straight. She's taking a 6 and going back on the initiative track. But she's holding on to second place. So she'll get 4 points for that. And Hero is taking a 5, that's all that's left, and is moving 1 step back on the engineering track. Doesn't affect me. And now it's the action phase. So Hero, what are you doing? You're doing an HQ. You are behind. You are not going to make it. But she doesn't know that. This is only her 3rd project. But she's doing another HQ. But she doesn't have her 3rd action, so she's not going to complete her goal. It is Dino's turn. Dino has completed her goal. I'm sorry, I'm getting genders mixed up. Dino's taking a Gyrodyne action. Grabbed another 2, which is not, again, they're dummy players. They don't always go for the goal. But what can you do? And now we're going to take another HQ action. And here I am with my 2 4s. So maybe I should go for that. What was that tech? I could turn one of the 4s into a 5 and take this tech. And this does allow me to buy cubes. So obviously, I think that's a good way to go. Because I have the cubes. So I'm going to make this a 5 and put it there. So for the sake of expedience, I will spend the 4 and convert it into a 3 and a 2. I guess I can use the 3 to buy 9 points. I'm not sure if it's a good deal or not. And then with the 2, I can make it a 1 and grab 4 points down here for the transmitter. And that is that. So I honestly don't know how this is going to turn out. Let's just go through the production phase and see. Yes. All the points are getting calculated. Very exciting. And there we go. Hero won the game with a score of 171. I came in second with a score of 168. Dino came in third with a score of 165. Talk about close. Wow, 6-point spread. So let me make sure this worked correctly, because I'm always wondering if my end game scoring is working, because there's so many possible options. So I'm scoring for 3 spinning gyrodynes, treated as being complete thanks to this technology I got up here. At least my program felt that was the best choice. I had this VP for spinning variety. That was this one. I got 16 points for that. There's my 9 points that I bought with 2 cubes. Under the goals, I'm the only person who scored 3 spinning gyrodynes of the same type, and I only got it thanks to technology. It's 18 points for me. I spent 5 of my cubes to buy all the possible points. 6 plus 6 plus 6. Score 8 VP for completing 5 headquarter projects. Only Dino got that, 16 points. Doesn't collect cubes, but just collected the points, assuming she had the cubes. And then score 4 victory points for 11 planetary systems. Hero and Dino spent whatever they needed to get 12 points each there. Nobody had any incomplete pulsars or incomplete gyrodynes. I guess I got 2 points for some leftover engineering cubes. Hero got 7 points for first place. Dino 4 points for second place. And that, of course, they racked up lots of points for 15 stations for Hero, 14 stations for Dino, only 2 for me. And those are the final scores. So I guess you can't ask for a closer game than that. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoy the solo variant. Please, I welcome any suggestions, corrections, or anything you might want to comment on. And thanks for watching, everybody. Bye-bye.